Hi, this is Anna Imagination with the Healing Garden. I made an executive decision today and it felt phenomenal. So I want to share it with you guys because this is really amazing information. Let me get this for you. And I have a little graph. I'm going to be working with you through this. This is a formula. I love making formulas out of psychology. I am a huge believer that formulas are so easy peasy. So what I use is something I like to call formula psychology. I just made that shit up. Formula psychology is basically when you have a formula that you follow, kind of like an acronym, where it helps you or it keeps you on track. And if I were to come up with an acronym, it would be LEBOON. LEBOON. Let's call that Welsh. It's a Welsh word. LEBWN. LEBOON. So here's what it is. When you have an acronym or a psychological formula, what you end up having is basically literally a one size fits all. And I do mean all because it's a formula and because it's logical and because psychology and emotions are highly logical. So it all fits together. It's absolutely beautiful. I am really a different person when I'm over here with you guys. So I'll get to that. But anyway, when you have this formula, you can virtually plug it into anything. Friendships, community building, whether or not you want to do something, your business, anything. And it's literally applicable and it's just a plug into anything and it works. So this is what it is. Logic, emotions, behavior, words, name. Write that down. I'm going to say it again. Logic, emotions, behavior, words, name. Now, this formula is one that I discovered. I reverse engineered it using philosophy, psychology, sociology, and I realized that these 5 elements are very much basically plugged into anything you need. It's wonderful. And when you follow this line, I'm going to show you how to use this formula. It literally solves almost every one of your problems. It's extraordinary. So here's the deal. The first one is logic. Logic is built off of what you want, what you value, what you believe. If you're familiar with my work, if you are familiar with specifically my 6-part mental system and the subconscious mind cognitive core, you'll know what this is. This is your identity, your ethics, and your beliefs. So when you take basically your cognitive core's 3 primary parts, what you want, what you value, what you believe, these 3 things are highly logical, highly logical. And when they come together under this gorgeous logic, what ends up happening is it literally defines everything you want in your life. It is the foundation of your logic line in your mind. It is the core of your perspective. It is everything. What you want, what you value, and what you believe. Abuse happens when these 3 things get tampered with. But I'm not going to talk about that here. So that's your logic. Now, the next thing is the emotions. This is paying attention to, and logic, by the way, is internal. 100% internal. Emotions are, this is going to be how outside things make you feel. If you meet somebody, pay attention to how that person makes you feel. If you're at an event, how does that event make you feel? Pay attention to this. If you're supposed to do a job, how does that make you feel? Now, take the feeling and then take the behavior. This is the really big one. The next one, the third one, is behavior. It's your behavior. It's their behavior. If you are using it on yourself, because there's 2 ways you can use this thing. You can use this formula on yourself and you can use it on them. If you like your behavior when you are around a situation, then you're good. Look for your behavior. Does your behavior make you feel good? Are you able to stay true to your logic and your emotions? Well, are you able to behave according to your logic? Or do you have to change your behavior to appease what's around you, becoming something that you don't like? And if that's the case, I'm going to tell you right now that behavior, if you are trying to shape your behavior around something else out externally, it's going to contradict your logic and it's not going to feel good. See how this goes? So change your behavior, contradicts your logic, and then it doesn't feel good. There you go. Now let's flip it around. Let's say you have somebody out there, somebody who comes along. This person doesn't feel good. Okay, there's your emotions. Now watch their behavior. How do they act? What kind of a person are they? Don't listen to their words. Watch their behavior. What are they responding to? How do they make you feel? Now, they're going to regurgitate a lot of noise at you. They're going to say a lot of things to you. And this is where we get caught up with words and names. So let's assume that this is a healthy person. Let's assume you've learned this formula and you're following it. So you watch their behavior. Now, based off of their logic, their emotions, and their behavior, what words would you use to describe that person? Are they nice words? And then once you get it, consider this like a message, summarize this person. So you summarize the person, and then I would take that summary, and then I would condense it down to a single name. Is it nice? Is it something you want in your life? There you go, right there. Now, at any point, if you have mislogic, if something doesn't feel logical to you, if something's contradicting, if it doesn't make sense, these are red flags that it's contradicting your logic. If you aren't feeling good, if you don't feel good around this person, that's a clue. Pay attention to that. What behaviors are they doing? Are they making you change your behavior to accommodate them? Are you noticing yourself go quiet? Are you noticing yourself stand back? Are you noticing that this person is bringing out your shyer side? That's a red flag. And then finally, look at the words they are saying. Do they contradict the feelings, the logic, and the behavior you're seeing? Now, if they contradict, oh, big red flag, get away from that person. You know that that person is not somebody who's good. Now, if it's you, where your words are contradicting your logic, your emotions, behavior, why? Who are you around that you are shaping those words around? Good chance that you're not where you should be in life. Finally, conclude it to a name. Now, this is where the big problem is. This is where all the toxicity comes in. So you meet somebody new, you get along real well. The energy, you're still strangers, so you're still trying to figure out the energy, the emotions. And emotions or energy are the same thing. Let me write that down. And then they pop off within the first 3 hours. You're my friend. Now, here's the problem. That's a gaslight. That is a gaslight. When someone says prematurely that they are your friend, that's a gaslight. And the reason why is because you have not yet had enough information to logically decide anything about this person. You don't have any kind of an emotional or an energetic response to this person to gauge what kind of a person they are. And you have not had a chance to observe their behavior sufficiently. So if they're jumping the gun and slapping on a whole bunch of fancy words to appeal to you, or giving themselves your name of friend, declaring that they are your friend, now they might be your friend, but that does not mean you are their friend. You should be going through your logic, your emotions, your behavior first to see if they are compatible with you. This is the difference. This is exactly how we apply red flags. So when all of this is done and said, when all of this really is summarized, you are basically putting the logic, the emotions, and the behavior ahead of the words and the names. But our society has this reversed. We focus on words and names and completely ignore logic, emotions, and behavior. And as a result, we end up with a lot of toxic people in our lives who we don't want. So this is a formula I created to basically bypass all of that, to set it right. And since I started using it for everything, it has cleared up a lot. Now, I just applied it on the Healing Gardens brand. I just took it and applied it to my brand. And I realized when I composed the Healing Garden that I just picked a name. And then I created a message based off of the name. And then I created my logic, my emotions, and my behavior to wrap around and fit the Healing Garden. And what ended up happening? I ended up creating something that I didn't enjoy, that I didn't want, that was literally causing me mental unhealth. So today, the last 2 days, I did a massive evaluation of what's wrong with me, and I realized the garden is what's wrong with me. I realized that the Healing Garden was causing me a lot of stress and a lot of suffering. And it took me a year to realize this. And I was trying to figure out when it all went wrong, and I was able to determine that it went wrong when I gave it a name. I gave it the wrong name. And because I gave it the wrong name, I put out the wrong message. I attracted the wrong people. My logic was screaming at me because it was inconsistent with my logic. My emotions were really not feeling good with this, and my behavior started to conform to the name instead of what I actually wanted. So I shut down all of my Facebook today, all of it. I don't know what I'm going to do with my podcast yet. I'm probably going to do it, but I'm going to do it for you guys. I've noticed that I would prefer talking to you. I like you. I enjoy your company. I absolutely adore you guys. And I realized that the way I've been using social media has been not only counterproductive, but downright mentally destructive for me. So I'm going to be changing the way I do social media effective immediately. If you want to be in the garden, if you want anything to do with my work, if you want anything like that at all, I am only doing an email list. And to get on that email list, you must do a conference call with me. We have to do a discovery call, a take action call. If you don't do this and if you don't want it, that's fine. If you don't do this and you want it, sorry. This is the only way. I am basically officially taking myself away from people. I realize that my information is way too valuable to just hand to the public. It's not appreciated, and I'm wasting my time. Furthermore, and more importantly, my love language is words of appreciation. So let me try and explain that to you if you do not have words of appreciation for your love language. This means that the most valuable thing I can give anyone are my words. And the most valuable thing to me is how my words are treated. So if I'm putting my words out there and they're not being listened to, valued, if they're not being respected, if they're not being treated properly, if they're not even being received, that's not going to work for me, because my love language is words. And I realize that social media is basically a garbage trough. It's a pig slough. And I've been putting my gorgeous, beautiful, precious words inside this pigsty. And cast not pearls before swine. And I realize that that is the only kind of engagement I am going to get from social media. And I realize that my words are too good for social media. Yeah, that's right, I'm saying it. That's called confidence. So I'm taking my words off of social media because my words are too good for social media. So here's what I'm doing instead. I am actually going to reach out and engage with people on a one-on-one. Now this area, the space with us in it, is very quiet. It's very just us. And you've pretty much been there from the beginning and you've supported me the most. So I value you guys. I value anyone who has to listen to what I say and respect what I have to say. I've worked too hard for the words that I have. And that really sets me apart from everybody else. And I realized I need to do things differently than everybody else. So here's how this is going to work. I am going to engage warmly, openly, perfectly with people on my mailing list. They will be getting my attention. They will be getting my efforts. They will be getting my content. They will be getting the best of my material broken down for Triadic Healing. Only they will be qualified for Triadic Healing. Only they will be allowed into my community. If you don't qualify, you're not in. It's that simple. I realize that putting something like Triadic Healing and the Philosopher's Compass out there for the public, no, no more, no. What I have is way too valuable to be trampled on by a bunch of people who can't even recognize what it is. So this is what I'm going to do instead. If you want access to Triadic Healing, if you want any of my content, then sign up for this email list. This little space right here is my own little corner, and I will still post content to this particular location only because I know you guys value it and you engage with me and you're respectful when you engage. So officially, this is going to be the only place where I'm accessible. Everybody else who comes into the space will have to go through me to get here. Yeah, I like that. I feel safer here. I definitely feel much more respected. So I'm taking myself completely off the market. I will be reaching out to people via DMs. I will be doing my own networking, which I'm very excited about. And I will be providing you with exclusive content. Yeah, that's it. You're going to get my exclusive content, the best of what I have to offer, because you've earned it, because you respect and value what I have to say. And for that, thank you so much. It means the world to me. That being said, here's how I'm going to go forward with you guys. If you want to get on this list, go ahead and jump in, DM me, message me. or just schedule the Take Action call on the link below, and I will be in touch with you. We'll reach out and we'll schedule a call. Now, this could be anything from you just want to know my newsletter. This could be you want access to Triadic Healing. This could be anything. All my news, all my announcements, everything has to be fielded through me from now on. And I am going to be locking up and completely shutting down Triadic Healing. It's going to basically be withdrawn from the public. And the reason why is because the public doesn't value it. So I'm not going to put my gorgeous life work in front of a bunch of second, third, and fourth perspectives anymore. I'm taking it away. I think that's it, really. I am officially putting my work behind me, and I am now coming between the people and my work. That's what I'm doing to protect it. Yeah, that's right. That's what I'm doing. Look at that. I officially value and prioritize my work more than people who don't value my work. Wow. See? Growth. Growth works. Thank you so much. And may the kindest of words always find you.